Hello everyone, how are you guys doing today? My name is Francine and this is my channel, The Hermetic Herald, here for another video for you guys. And so I'm here today because I feel like I need to come on here to share some messages because I feel like a lot of the people I'm going to be speaking to in the collective are going to resonate with this message. I feel like even saying that I sounded really formal, but I want this to be more of me flowing with spirit and kind of just letting myself go and not feeling too like form or structured in how I talk to you guys, because I'm still, as a new channel, I'm starting at the basics. I'm getting to know myself in the process of getting to know the people that are coming or resonating with my message and with the message that I have on this journey that I'm taking, because it's not just my message, it's something that spirit wants me to talk to and wants me to address with the collective. I feel like there are so many people here on YouTube, and I feel like you can get lost with the number of other people and other options out there, and I feel like I need to come from a place of not trying to compete with people and trying to get more views or more likes, but just trying to find the people that are like meant for me to talk to, because I feel like we all have a group of people that need that encouragement and that are out there somewhere. And so I wanted to kind of come with a message that I got from spirit. I got a few channeled messages here for you guys. So the first one I got was a sacred place. There's a need for you, or spirit wants to highlight the need for all of us to have a sacred place, to see ourselves as sacred, to see our environment as sacred when we're doing what we love to do. So if you guys are readers, I feel like a lot of you guys might be readers or people that are just very spiritual, that are trying to tune into your higher self. I believe spirit really wants to highlight the need for you to have a sacred place. Some of you may be feeling that urge to start like an altar for your ancestors. Spirit's trying to get you to do that and wants you to use this video, I should say, as a confirmation that you are doing that, and that's a need for you, a necessity, is to have a sacred space and a sacred place for you, for your loved ones, for your ancestors, the ones that came before but are also not, because they're with you right now, and time is an illusion. I've heard, I'm still figuring out what that even means, but I feel like time is so irrelevant in the scheme of things. You're surrounded by ancestors and by loved ones and by your spirit guides, your spirit team, so they're with you constantly. But spirit wanted me to highlight that. And then also I have it written down on my computer here. So the next one was honey pot. So when I think of honey pot, I heard that message, and when I heard it, I thought of the brand honey pot. So some of you may be using it, some of you might have just gotten into it, and some of you are making a decision to use it, and spirit wants to highlight that. So whether or not it's a good decision, your intuition already knows if you're going to take that option, or if you're going to take that product, but spirit wants to highlight that, and also kind of delve into the sacral chakra, your sexuality, your beauty, your sacredness. And I think as a divine feminine myself, I feel like with that label comes so many other perceptions of what that means. And I feel like I just want to kind of like stop. I want to kind of step away from the perceptions of what a divine feminine is in the scheme of the tarot community. I want to just look at the femininity that we all have and hold within ourselves. So someone here is tapping into their femininity. Someone's tapping into their sacred space, their sacred place. And that involves your yoni, that involves your body, that involves so many parts of you. So someone here needs to know that you tapping into the energy of what your body needs is correct. You are doing the right thing. You need to focus in on something revolving around, for women or whatever you call yourself, someone here needs to work on maybe their hygiene, or they're looking at products to help with that, or they're looking at things that are geared more towards it, that are healthier, and that is the right thing to do. So that's confirmation for someone, whether it's just one person or 100 people or more. Spirit also wants to highlight copycat. So there's this energy in the collective that I've been feeling personally. I'm not sure how you guys are feeling about it. Definitely comment on what your thoughts are. But I'm feeling a sense of a lot of people out there right now to make ends meet and to make things work for them. They're tapping into the energy of other people that are successful. And what they're doing is they're tapping into that energy and observing what that person does and how successful they are. But they're looking at their personality and other aspects of themselves, of that person, that political figure, that huge person in social media, and they're trying to become, or trying to kind of like shape their personality to fit them. And there's a need for you to know, if you don't already, because I don't know who I'm going to be speaking to, but someone here needs to hear that their personality, the way that they respond to, the way that they handle themselves, the way that they talk to people, does not have to be a copycat of someone else's personality and how they talk and how they write their titles on their YouTube channel or their videos. Someone here needs to know that you don't have to do all the things that other people have done that's been successful. They may not have been successful because of those specific things, but just because of their energy. And you can see this yourself when you look at people on YouTube, and there's some that have so many followers, or I should say subscribers. There's a reason they have that many, and there's a number of them, but you don't need to have that kind of popularity through being like them. I hope that makes sense. What I'm saying is, you can be yourself and be more and more authentic to yourself continually as you grow as a person, and that will be what people will be drawn to. And there will be a group of people, large group for a lot of you that are tuning in right now, because I'm hearing world star. So I'm hearing like you guys have like this massive following. If it's not already there, that's going to materialize, but you don't have to change or alter yourself. Do not become a copycat of another individual that may be doing very well. Definitely, if you want to like look at what they've done to become successful, or kind of like take notes of what they've done, that's totally fine. Obviously, it's not up to me, it's up to you, but I want you to know that at the heart of who they are, at the heart of how they got to where they are, it's going to be different than yours and your path and your way of getting to success. I'm learning that myself. When you come into this video and you're looking at it, right, you're likely gonna see like 2-3 views in a couple hours. I'm not expecting it, but I also am not going to be surprised by it, because the way things work, starting a channel up, there's always there's newness to it. No one knows who you are yet. All they know is that you have 5 views to your name. You don't have a lot of subscribers yet, and that's where everyone starts off. So if you start off that way, don't be discouraged. I'm here to tell you that I'm trying and I'm doing my best, and I'm focusing on what I'm doing more than on being discouraged by how things look. Because there's days that, I'm not gonna lie, where I'm just like, wow, I only reached 5 people. Like, I feel like I need to reach like thousands, and like I try to force it to happen through creating ads and trying to see if I can get my words out there. But I'm realizing more and more that how you become well known is by stepping out in courage, and stepping out in faith, and stepping out in your personal, like in your own way, and with your personality at the forefront. Because people are going to look for your personality. They're going to look for how authentic you are as a person. Most people today, like, if they're not authentic, they don't really do that well. In the past, it might have been like you could pretend to be this person in the public eye and then be a terrible person to other people. But nowadays, no one's able to do that. Like, people will know if you're being authentic, if you're being real, because of social media and other ways. People talking to each other about how this person treated this person at a restaurant, and how they treated the waitresses and the waiters, So all of this to say, be your authentic self. Let spirit guide you to the people that you're meant to be with, and that will be your success. Where you go is going to be individualized. It's going to be something specific to you, and also, as long as you're real and authentic with people, you're going to get to where you need to be. Okay, so I need to tell that to someone. You're not alone, You're definitely not the only one, and it's a daily thing. It's coming, it's waking up and saying, okay, I'm gonna go out there, I'm gonna be authentic with people, and I'm gonna see what comes out. But I know that when I talk to one person and that one soul, that is more than a day's work, you know, for many behind an office, you know, because you're doing a lot of things to help people in an office as well, don't get me wrong, but some of us aren't meant to do that, and we feel like if we don't reach a lot of people in our own business, what are we doing? You know, like, what's the point? There is a point to it. There's value, there's substance to what you do, okay? You matter. And that's very cliche at times, but I really want to make someone know, or let them know, that you matter, and that you don't have to be a copycat to be vulnerable, to be real, to be valuable within your soul tribe or your group of people, or within the mainstream world. You don't have to be or fit a mold, okay? I also got from Spirit a phrase. It was a measure, effort, another one in effect. So Spirit, when I heard that, you know, to some it might not come off or be very obvious, but for me, I feel like Spirit is trying to get me to say intuitively that there are going to be people that are going to try, and it's going to take a toll on them, are going to try to emulate other people, and it's going to come in waves. So you're going to see people in the public eye, and people around you trying to be or attain to something forcefully without it actually being authentic. And excuse me, I think Spirit's really trying to say, like, don't be surprised by what you see around you. If you're starting to see synchronicities, if you're starting to see things that are a pattern in your life, there's a reason for it. There's a reason that you need to pay attention to those things. You're going to start seeing people for who they are. This is something I said in my last video. I'm going to say it again. You're going to see people for who they really are and how they really are. It's not going to be something that's going to be hidden for long, okay? If it's not already known to you and you're starting to see people coming out of the woodworks, like, just distinctly different, or like seeing people copying each other, being very similar to each other, it's gonna shift, okay? So that includes the tarot community. I do want to kind of preface my readings by stating that I am a lover of the tarot community, because I feel like when everyone starts off here, we all are looking for something that validates what we're feeling. But when we're going through our ascension process, we start off somewhere, and that could be looking at Tyler Tarot, or looking at the Gem Goddess, or looking at her name used to be Stargirl the Practical Witch, now it's something else. I think Anita, something like that, Anita Siren. But when we look at these people, sometimes we end up not resonating with them later on, but also it's because their messages are meant to reach the people that are most in need of that message. And so I feel like some people here are feeling like there's so many people that are so similar. I don't fit in. What do I do about that? Well, you just gotta walk in that, walk in your truth, walk in who you are as a person. Don't try to conform to get enough likes on Instagram, or get enough, you know, follows on Instagram, get enough subscribers on YouTube. You really need to tap into more of your sacral and more of your creativity, and allow that to flourish. Allow your creativity to flourish above all. And that's what I'm doing here as well. Okay? And Spirit really highlighted a song to me that I hadn't listened to in like forever, and it was Rock the Boat by Aaliyah. Someone here is either watching or listening to Rock the Boat by Aaliyah, or listening to this artist, or they're encouraged to, because Spirit really wanted me to highlight that, and I'm going to tune in. I'm going to actually go to my page here and look at the lyrics, because it says here, specifically, it says, stroke it for me, stroke it, baby, stroke it, baby. There's something I want you to do for me. I want you to use yourself like you've never ever used to do before, to explore my body until you reach the shore. I'll be calling for more. And that's like a really sensual, really like sexual, really like sacral chakra focused type energy that I'm feeling from that. And I feel like Aaliyah really embodied that, and embodied it in such a way where it was like pure, and yet it was very, very, very apparent. you felt it when you listened to this song. If you guys haven't already, Rock the Boat is a really good song. It was her last song before she passed. And so I feel like there's something about her leaving this essence of herself through her work and her artistry, and how her creative abilities were highlighted, and they did not have to compare to anyone, because they didn't compare to anyone. We look at big people, major people today, like Aaliyah, like Beyonce, for instance, right? And she was in her own lane, but Aaliyah was in her own lane, you know? So we have to look at that and see these are examples of people that were authentic to themselves. And I just feel like someone needs to listen to this song. This song will really kind of open up something in you in your sacral chakra with yourself. Because I think that we're all opening up to our creativity, and that's what Spirit really put on my mind and on my heart today. I asked Spirit, what card from the Shamanic Healing deck that I have here, what card should I tap into? And Spirit was giving me this card, which is creativity number 39. That reduces to 12, which reduces to 3. So we have the 3 of Cups here, if you can see that. 3 of Cups, it's about celebration, it's about unity, it's about being one with yourself and then sharing that with other people. This is about, when it's positive attributes, it's about coming together with a group of people and allowing yourself to pour into one another. I also feel like someone here has locks as well, because I'm getting like a Medusa type energy with the hair here. Medusa has snakes, so obviously it's not snakes, but like it's, I feel like the energy of locks. So someone has that as well. I'm feeling a lot of heart chakra and and throat chakra, I should say, with the blue and the pink. So there's a lot of activation. There's a lot of abundance that comes with using your throat chakra and being able to speak out about the things that are on your mind and on your heart. And then also being very open to love in all its forms. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship with someone. It can be something as much, it could be you and you alone, your love for yourself. So I'm really tapping into the creativity that's within you, and Spirit really wants me to focus on that for you guys. It's like an ocean, it's an abundance. There's an abundance of creativity that comes from you. If you're feeling stuck and feeling like you don't have enough ideas, it's because you're not tapping into your sacral enough. Because I feel like once you tap in, it's normal to have moments where you have to pause and refresh yourself and meditate and allow yourself to kind of clear your mind out, clear your space, move things around. Maybe you guys are moving your stuff around, trying to get your space right, to get your mind like to feel less cluttered. That's a good thing, because that's a way for you to allow your creativity to flow and to come out and extend out from you. So someone here needs to hear that. I also feel like your sacral chakra, your sexuality is being highlighted here. It's being cleared is what Spirit's saying to me. So I hear clairaudiently, clairvoyantly, claircognizantly. The clairs are, you know, I'm not limited by the clairs, but I tend to listen to Spirit, and I get messages clairaudiently. So I'm hearing that someone here is tapping into more of their sacral chakra, and it's coming through their sexuality specifically. It might even mean you taking some time away from having sex, so that you can really allow yourself to tune into your body, and even to tune into just playing with yourself. And for, you know, we're all adults here, and I've heard people say we're all adults here, so I hope you can also understand that I'm coming from that place of exploring who you are as an individual in every way. So Spirit, yeah, Spirit wants me to tap into this more. Let's see what Spirit has to say with that. Let's see. Spirit guides, angels, ancestors. I'm hearing Spirit say among you 3. Among you 3. Among you 3 days. So there's something happening in 3 days, and the number 3 is being highlighted here for someone. So there's a need for you to look into, if you're a life path 3, this message is specifically, like, Spirit wants you to know this message is for you. I'm also feeling like the number 3 is important for you to look at numerologically. You can have an expectation is what I'm hearing. Expectation of the good. Spirit guides, angels, and ancestors, what would you like to tell the collective here about creativity? cards here. Let's see. So we have 7 cards, 7 being a number of perfection. I feel like 7 is also being highlighted here for you guys. At the bottom of the deck, we have the 2 of Pentacles. This is about finding balance. Finding balance within yourself as well. So if you're feeling out of balance, if you're feeling like your chakras are not aligned, there's a need for you to meditate and allow yourself to clear out all your chakras, specifically with your sacral and root chakra. Your lower 2 chakras seem to be highlighted here. A chakra clearing can be done with you just allowing yourself to listen to some music and putting on like a meditation on chakra alignment or chakra clearing. Sometimes we make meditations more complicated than they are because we don't feel like we have enough time for them, but you can also just tap into yourself, spending time, just time being intentional about visualizing each of those chakras opening up and all of anything that's blocking it being unblocked. Your mind is going to be a huge benefit to you when you feel like you don't have the time or the quiet to allow yourself to focus on that, okay? Okay, so we have the Hangman coming up first, number 12. I'm hearing everything in between. You've been feeling like you've had so many other things to do rather than focusing on what's important and what's in front of you, or what is needed for you to start a new venture or to continue something that you started. You're in a time of deliberation, of wondering how you're going to go about something and what you should do. You're doing everything else in the meantime so that you can kind of feel like you're not wasting time, or you're not sacrificing all of those other things that matter in the midst of figuring out your life. So if you have other day-to-day activities that you're trying to do, you're trying to get those done, you're trying to make sure that you're on top of those things, because those things are easy, you know, as far as they're more straightforward than easy. So you're thinking about a lot of things. You're in a place where you're allowing yourself to just be present and to just pay attention to signs and synchronicities. The moon, you're tapping into more of your spirituality, more of your prowess. When I see that panther right there, it's like more of who you are and more of your shadow. You're tapping into more of your abilities as well. You're tapping into your cycles as well. We have here the Ace of Cups. And it feels like so I feel like someone's having an issue with their throat chakra like I do at times. Ooh. Throat chakra is all about like speaking your truth, speaking out about who you are. And there's a need for me to kind of like let that sink in because I'm getting it. Having a hard time moving forward without talking about my throat and your throat chakra here. Okay. I think we're good. Ace of Cups. Some of you may be choked up with feeling about the thing you want to do, because I feel like timing, all of this is relevant. It feels like Spirit's trying to highlight how you feel about your emotions right now. Some of you may be just in a very Cancer, a deep energy of like really feeling all of the emotions that come with what you love so dearly and what you hold so dearly in your heart. Some of you may have a cat and some of you may be just looking at them and thinking about how thankful you are for them. And that gratitude you have is kind of like manifesting so many things for you. The love and the gratitude you have for what you currently have in your life, it's like it's kind of expanding, and you're seeing more and more coming to you if you're not already. The Knight of Pentacles is here. It's about consistency. It's about having something come to you naturally and it coming to you in a steadfast manner. It's not like quick and then I'm being like led to say like wham bam thank you ma'am, like kind of like relationships that come where the person and you are just like on fire, but like there's no substance apart from the physical, and the physical is a really important thing, but I feel like there's an energy of like you looking for this, looking for consistency and looking for practicality, someone you can depend on, rather than the rushing in and then leaving just as quickly as they came kind of energy. So everything has its place and its way and its time, but you feel more consistent. I keep hearing consistent here. You're allowing your feelings to also flow consistently. I'm seeing here in this picture, I'm seeing the two doves, and I'm feeling like you're thinking about partnerships. You're thinking about how much you love and admire your partnerships with people in your life, or how you want those things that are manifesting in your life. And we have the Emperor coming through. So I'm feeling like someone's manifesting their Emperor. They're manifesting what they really want, and they're standing on top of they're sitting on their throne. And I was hearing like a channeled message about reclaim your throne, reclaim your throne. I didn't know if it was this reading, but I feel like Spirit is bringing up that again. There's a need for you to reclaim your throne. There's something that you do that nobody else can do as well as you do, or do it the way you do it. And there's a need for you to reclaim that, to see the power of what you hold, and that you don't have to even do much. You don't even have to try that hard. You just like need to just literally just start somewhere, if you haven't already, with the Page of Pentacles, and allow yourself to flow through it effortlessly. There's a need for you to see how important it is to flow, and when you feel like you're out of flow or flux, that you come back to self, and then you spend time thinking and not thinking like as far as like Eight of Swords, like dwelling on it, but coming into it as I'm learning a new craft, or I'm involved in something in its premature stages, and I'm gonna see this through. Let me take a break and come back to it. And that makes a lot of sense, because we have Temperance, you finding balance and flow. The meditation that we're hearing, like, I know a lot of people will say that, but it really does make a difference, even taking a few moments to take a breath. You know how much like so much gets stuck in you, like when you're going from thing to thing. Like for me, having a child now and having a relationship, I'm focusing on so many other things, and sometimes I feel like I don't take the chance or take the time to breathe. I'm literally like holding my breath. I used to hold my breath so much that I would just be out of breath constantly. I'd be talking to people and be like, and some of you may be going to work and talk to certain people and you're intimidated by them at times, or you're like feeling like you can't even really get a breath in. You feel like you're always being like stopped, you're always being approached, you're always being talked to, you're always being like going through thing to thing to thing, and you're like, damn, I just want like a moment. Like, can I have a moment? Like, can I just do something on my own and just kind of spend time with myself and maybe just my cat, or spend time with my family and not feel like someone else is trying to tell me what to do or tell me like what else I need to focus on. I feel like some of you guys are also working from home, and you're trying to find balance in your home life while incorporating the energy of the people and the stuff that you have to deal with at work, at home. Some of us might, I know that how that feels, because I had to find a way to close off like work and regular life, like being with my family versus being at work, because I used to not shut that off well. I had so much things to do and so little time. I felt that I would actually take my work and I would do it and spend time in overtime doing it. So my baby's, he's crying. Okay, I'll be right back.